morning, everybody. Welcome to week 2 of the Dendro Rescue. I'm Mike Terrell. I am going to be your host this week, taking you through all of our adventures down here in the Keys. We are heading out as we speak to take a look at the reefs today. Our goal this week is to visit about 10 different sites. Half of them are going to be on Molasses Reef. The other half are going to be on Pickles Reef. And when we go out there, we're going to be assessing the health of the sites as well as possibly taking samples that we can archive back at CFC. We've got a number of great partners that we're working with this week. We're going to be talking to them and talking about them as the week goes on. But we'll give you another update when we're out on the site and let you know how things are going. Well, good morning, everybody. This is day 2 of our pillar coral rescue effort. So today we have a special guest on the boat today. This is Cindy from the Keys Marine Lab. And why are you on the boat with us today?
Well, for the last 2 years, I've been working with pillar coral, looking at the genetics of the population and the disease and bleaching and perhaps resistance of different genotypes.
That's great. And what do we hope to accomplish with all this work?
Well, we're actually trying to preserve and save this species from going extinct on Florida's reefs. We're watching it die before our eyes, and we're trying to capture as many different genotypes as we possibly can to save that for future restoration efforts.
So this is really the kind of cutting-edge research of this particular species.
Yes, it is.
All right, well, we'll be giving you updates as we come along them out on the water, and we'll be doing our daily wrap-up at the end of the day. All right, so this is one of the samples that we collected today. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about it?
Well, so this is a real small fragment. This brown tissue up here is actually live coral tissue. The polyps are actually pulled in right now because it's out of water. And this white line here is actually where the disease is. This isn't real recent dead because it's not bright white dead skeleton exposed, but this is where the disease line has come up this whole pillar and just basically killed all this part of the coral, and this is the only part that's alive.
And the idea is we'll take a look at the disease part and then do what from there?
This guy is probably these are all going to go to Charleston and Noah's facility up there. They'll be testing some antibiotic therapy on different fragments to see how they respond, if we can stop the disease and stop it from spreading.
Well, we made it back safe and sound, made it back here to the Ocean Reef Club. And Scott, how did we do today?
Really good day on the water, Mike. We were able to hit all of our molasses sites but one. We were able to collect a lot of good data, and photographs, and some tissue isolates from a number of corals.
Yeah, it sounds like a really successful day. And we wouldn't be able to be this successful if it wasn't the help of, or through the help of all of our partners, right?
No question. I mean, it's unfortunate that this rescue effort is necessary, but we've had some great partnerships with NOAA, with CRF, with Keys Marine Lab, Moat, and FWC as well.
Yeah, and our great partners right here at the Ocean Reef Club for putting us up. So tomorrow we're looking forward to a day on the water. We're going to be visiting some disease sites and taking some samples there, and we'll let you know how things go. So Scott, tell us what you just got back from.
Well, we had a pretty interesting afternoon. We were dragging snorkelers around, scouting for new sites, because we had finished the last site in the Upper Keys and we had a little more time on our hands. And after a couple of hours of pulling snorkelers around, we found a huge volume of pillar corals. So we dropped the buoy on it, we dove it, and we ended up assessing and photographing 48 different colonies of pretty healthy pillar coral.
And this was a site that was unknown before today, right?
That's right. So we had almost assumed that it had been known because there's so many colonies here, so we called Cindy Lewis with the Keys Marine Lab, and it's an unknown site, so it's a new find.
That is so exciting. Yeah. So this essentially wraps up all of our field work, right?
That's it.
So what are the next steps now?
So we have a number of colonies down at the Keys Marine Lab that are being quarantined. Those colonies are going to be divided up between 3 land-based facilities, and we'll start taking our first colonies back to CFC next week. Place a few colonies in the systems, make sure that everything's good, the environmental conditions are good, and then in about 3 weeks we'll bring the remaining colonies up.
Wow! And then we're going to hold on to them, and then what?
Well, it's essentially a genetic repository. There's a belief that we've definitely had 2 bleaching events the last 2 years, 2014, 2015. And it's believed that 2016 will be the same, although that mindset's changing a little bit now. But if there were a major bleaching event, these genotypes could be lost completely. And so we'll be holding those genotypes in our land-based facility for future use.
Gotcha. So it's a way to keep them safe until we can figure out what's going on out here in their natural environment.
That's right.
All right. Well, it has been a wonderful week down here rescuing the dendro coral. So this is the week 2 of the FLAQ Field Crew signing off.